Hey guys, what's up? It's new project day. We're in the 2019 Ram Dually. Got the trailer loaded up. See it in the mirror there. We're gonna go get a new project, and we'll see it with you for the first time when they bring it out. So let's go. Here we are, pulling into the Copart. All right, let's go inside, pay for this thing. Here it comes, ready for the new project. There it is. And here it is, boys. 2008 WRX, clean title, bumpers laying inside. Not sure what the damage is on it. Looks pretty good, just has runnability issues, it says. So we'll strap it down, get it home, check it out, see what's what. Looks pretty nice and clean inside. Usually if they have a clean title, it comes to the auction because can't sell it anywhere else, so we might be in for a surprise. Alright, here it is. Got it back home. First thing, I want to clean it up, give it a wash. The outside, the inside looks real clean, but then we will go through, hook up the jump box to it, because the battery is totally dead, and see if we can figure out what's going to be wrong with this thing. Here's the interior, pretty much totally spotless, and planning to just flip this car. So I got it for $36.50, and it's a clean title. It's got a key, but no key fob or anything. Kind of lame. It's a WRX. Looks pretty standard. Everybody's favorite color, blue. Real clean in the trunk. Got some fog lights. And definitely the bumper has seen better days. Might be able to fix it. Don't know if it's worth it. It's all busted out here and a little bit in the middle. I was hoping that I could buy a lip that would just cover this factory edge, and they make one for the STI, but not for the WRX. All the lips like go underneath. Kind of stupid, because that would be sweet. So let's look under the hood. First underneath, doesn't look like they did any damage with the forklift or anything, and there's no leaks apparent underneath. See, got any surprises here? Looks pretty clean. I had a 06 before and had some issues with the EGR system, which is like buried way underneath the intake here. Very, very difficult job to replace. The parts were like, I don't know, $100 or something, but it was not easy to fix. So let's see. Oil looks pretty good, just dark Don't see any real metal in it or anything. Let's see. Feels nice and smooth. Okay, so I guess all we can do is wash it, put a jump box on it, and see why this thing won't start. Let's do it. Here we are, we're in the Subaru, and we got the jump box hooked up. Everything's kind of turned on, radio works, and blower works. All the windows seem to work. Okay, so first thing I did is make sure everything works on a car I'm going to flip, especially because I want to do as little work as possible, but make sure it's safe, it's good to go, it's not going to fall apart or break down in 5 minutes on the next owner, you know. And if there are any problems I don't want to fix, you know, I can kind of specify that to them. But anyways, yeah, so I went around, looked at all the suspension, the brakes, the tires. The tires are like brand new, probably 80-90% tread at least. The brake rotors look really nice. There's no grooves or deep edge on them or anything like that that would, you know, lead you to believe that they're needing replaced. So next what I'll do is try and get this thing started, and I'm expecting like a rod knock or something. Not sure, but being that it was a clean title car at the auction, you assume that they probably had a hard time selling it, or there's an issue with it that they didn't want to try and sell it publicly. So taking it to the auction, they can just get rid of it quick, and you know, whoever's going to bid the highest on it, boom, they can deal with the problems. So you know, when you see a clean title car, that's usually the case. If it's a salvage title, then you know, you can usually see the damage, and you can assume that, you know, that's what you're getting yourself into. And that's not always the case, but usually you're pretty much safe to assume that, you know. But I've bought cars before that obviously got in a wreck, and you assume they were running well beforehand, and then you get it home, start tearing into it, you get it started, and then boom, you find out that it's got a rod knock or the transmission's broken or something like that. And you know, I've done that before and had to pull the whole motor out, rebuild it, put it all back in, and you know, in the end you might just barely break even, and that kind of sucks. So in that aspect, sometimes you're better off just to sell the car and hope that you can make a few $100 and not have to deal with all the headaches or the, you know, doing all the work. And I've done that plenty of times, bought a car and thought, well, you know, I don't want to do all this work, or it's too new, the parts aren't available aftermarket. And you know, once you start, you know, any car that's newer than like 4 years old, you're going to run into that, and there's not a lot of aftermarket support for it. So you're going to end up spending, you know, $2,500 on parts, whereas if it was aftermarket stuff, maybe you could get all your little brackets and clips and hood and fender and bumper and headlights that you need for $1,500, which would be great. And then, you know, when you're done,
maybe you'll make a couple grand off the car. So that's just my experience, and I've made $2,000, $5,000 off cars just washing them. If you pick the right car, the popular car, something that people are really excited about or looking for, or even just the right 4Runner that is got low miles and it's clean, and somebody's gonna jump right on that thing. I've made up to as much as like $17,000 off flipping a car that I just washed. So that's like once in a lifetime deal. I'm hoping I can do another one. I'm looking for something like that, and as we all are, but I do have my eye on one, and if I can get the right deal together, definitely gonna have to do more than wash it, but I could stand to make probably $20,000-$30,000 off that car if it all comes together right. But yeah, that's just my point of view and advice on this. So let's move on and see if this thing will start and what's going to happen. And we got a rod knock. Okay, well there it is. Resting in peace. You guys heard it. It's definitely hurting, and I pretty much called it. Knew it was going to be a rod knock. Was kind of hoping it might be a transmission issue or something like that, or a differential, but definitely a rod knock. Now, I just gotta swallow this bad news. Oh, God, please help me. Oh, I don't even like Pepsi. I like Coke. Oh, okay. But in reality, I knew it was going to be a rod knock, and I prepared myself for this kind of heartache. So, I have never gone into depth on a Subaru engine whatsoever. I believe I've had 2 of them out of the 200 and some odd trucks that I've had. And the most I've ever done is change some kind of EGR thing on a WRX I had. I don't even know what it was, some kind of valve, upper valve, lower valve, something like that. And also spark plugs on another one I had. Both jobs totally sucked. But I heard from some sources back in the day, people that were working on these cars, that pulling the engine is actually really easy. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, and you're going to have to stay tuned for that, because I'm going to pull the motor out, tear it down. I believe going to have to completely tear it down to get the crank out. I've done, in the car before, I've taken the crankshaft out without even pulling the motor. That is a difficult task, but I've done it, replaced it, put new bearings in, called it a day. This one, I believe, since it's a opposed 4-cylinder, that you have to split the case and all this weird stuff. It's like building a motorcycle or something, I don't know. But we're going to do it. So stay tuned for that, and hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did, and we'll see you next time. Peace.